This is my letter to the world that never wrote to me, the simple news that nature told with tender majesty. Her message is committed to hands I cannot see. For love of her, sweet countrymen, judge tenderly of me. I reckon when I count it all, first poets, then the sun, then summer, then the heaven of God, and then the list is done. But looking back, the first so seems to comprehend the whole, the others look a needless show. So I write poets all. Their summer lasts a solid year. They can afford a sun the East would deem extravagant. And if the further heaven be beautiful as they prepare for those who worship them, it is too difficult a grace to justify the dream. Some keep the Sabbath going to church. I keep it staying at home, with a bobolink for a chorister and an orchard for a dome. Some keep the Sabbath in surplice. I just wear my wings, and instead of tolling the bell for church, our little sexton sings. God preaches, a noted clergyman, and the sermon is never long. So instead of going to heaven at last, I'm going all along.
She said this of poetry: if I read a book and it makes my whole body so cold no fire can warm me, I know that is poetry. If I feel physically as if the top of my head were taken off, I know that is poetry. These are the only way I know it. Is there any other way?
The soul selects her own society, then shuts the door to her divine majority, present no more. Unmoved, she notes the chariots pausing at her low gate. Unmoved, an emperor be kneeling upon her mat. I've known her from an ample nation choose one, then close the valves of her attention like stone.
She evidently wrote a good deal of her poetry up in her room.
Wild nights, were I with thee, wild nights should be our luxury. Futile the winds to a heart in port, done with the compass, done with the chart. Rowing in Eden, ah, the sea, might I but moor tonight in thee. I never lost as much but twice, and that was in the sod. Twice have I stood a beggar before the door of God. Angels twice descending reimbursed my store. Burglar, banker, father, I am poor once more.
Emily Dickinson, the mysterious lady of the house, the enigma of the community, the poet of the emotions and humanity, died in her bed on May 13th, 1886. And now, the legends were born.
She brought to poetry a fineness of eye and a pointedness of language and a precision of human emotion that was unprecedented.
She experimented with more innovations than almost anybody else. But perhaps the most important legacy is only now beginning to be understood, and that is the creation of not just a single voice, but a series of voices which are explicitly female and are explicitly empowered, and is the first female voice in English that speaks in poetry with that authority.
Emily Dickinson, an American woman of achievement.